We're unifying the people. Exactly what you wanted to stop. You wanted to divide them. You wanted to separate us. So we look divided.
Tommy Robinson says London's decline under Sadiq Khan cannot be ignored. You might think you've heard it all about London, but the latest warning from Tommy Robinson has sparked a storm. And whether you agree with him or not, the points he's raising are cutting right into the heart of a much bigger debate. Robinson says London is sliding into decline, and that the changes we're seeing now are not just random, they're the product of political decisions. The kind of decisions that, once made, are almost impossible to reverse. So let's get straight to it. Speaking at a community event earlier this week, Robinson painted a picture of London that's, let's just say, far from the glossy travel adverts. He spoke about rising crime rates in certain boroughs, visible homelessness, and infrastructure that seems to be buckling under pressure. His central point? That leadership in this case, Mayor Sadiq Khan's leadership, is directly tied to what ordinary Londoners are experiencing on their streets every day. People feel unsafe, Robinson said. Not because of the media telling them to be scared, but because of what they see with their own eyes. And that, right there, is why this story has caught fire online. It's not just about Tommy Robinson. It's about a growing frustration among London residents who feel their concerns aren't being heard. Commuters talk about trains and buses that are overcrowded and delayed. Small business owners say they're struggling with rising costs and falling foot traffic. Families mention schools under pressure, police stretched thin, and public spaces that feel neglected. And while the mayor's office regularly highlights successes like expanding public transport access or environmental initiatives, critics argue these efforts don't address the most urgent issues facing people day to day. This push and pull between perception and political messaging is where the real tension lies. The reactions have been swift. One local councillor, speaking to a regional news outlet, said, "London is a complex city with unique challenges. We can't just reduce it to one person's leadership, but people's frustrations are real and they deserve a serious response." On social media, the divide is sharp. Some commenters agree with Robinson, posting videos of street conditions, antisocial behavior, or infrastructure problems. Others accuse him of exaggerating for political effect, saying London remains one of the world's most dynamic and vibrant capitals. One tweet that went viral read, "This is the problem with modern politics: too much heat, not enough light. We need solutions, not slogans." Here's where it gets tricky. Official statistics don't always match what residents feel in their daily lives. Yes, some types of crime have gone down in certain areas, but others, like knife crime, remain stubbornly high. Yes, London's economy is still a powerhouse, but inflation and housing costs are eating away at people's real quality of life. It's the difference between numbers on a chart and the gut feeling you have when you walk down your own street. Robinson's critics say he leans too heavily on that feeling without acknowledging the progress that has been made. His supporters counter that progress is meaningless if ordinary people can't see or feel it. Robinson also made another point that's getting attention: that London is just the beginning. He warned that what's happening in the capital could be a preview of what's coming for other UK cities if leadership choices don't change. This isn't a new theme in political discourse. We've seen it before: the idea that the problems of the capital eventually ripple outward. But when paired with frustration, it can become a powerful rallying cry. One political commentator put it bluntly: if London's trajectory is framed as a cautionary tale, expect it to play heavily in the next election cycle. Nobody wants their city held up as an example of decline. It's important to note that Sadiq Khan and his administration push back hard against these criticisms. They point to their investments in public transport, green spaces, and affordable housing projects. They highlight initiatives aimed at tackling crime, such as youth outreach programs and police recruitment drives. A spokesperson for the mayor said, "Sadiq is working tirelessly to make London safer, fairer, and more sustainable." Critics can talk, but the mayor is delivering. Still, the question lingers: is that message getting through to the people living the reality on the ground? Robinson's comments have now been picked up by multiple media outlets, debated on radio shows, and dissected in podcasts. Whether you view him as a truth-teller or a provocateur, there's no denying he's tapped into something people are feeling. The mayor's office may continue with its current approach. Or if public sentiment keeps building, it may pivot to more visibly address the issues critics are raising. And here's the thing. This isn't just about politics in a meeting room. It's about the lived experience of millions of people, the tension between the London they want and the London they feel they have. So, is London really in decline? That depends on who you ask and where they live. For some, it's still the beating heart of opportunity, culture, and innovation. For others, it's becoming harder to recognize the city they grew up in. But one thing's for sure: when political narratives clash with people's personal reality, the sparks will keep flying. And the next chapter in this story? That may be decided not in City Hall, but in the voices of the people walking its streets every single day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for more political updates.